Hi friends, welcome back to another build challenge in The Sims 4. My name is Sid and we are building Bloomcrest. The challenge here is that every lot we've been building has to increase in price. And today we are building a lot worth 500k. I'm gonna link the playlist down below if you want to follow all these builds here and the backstory that we've got going. And I mentioned that I wanted to build a community lot today. 500k for a community lot though is quite a lot. But I asked you guys in the comments what you wanted. I saw so many good ideas which I might use for the future as well, but I think today we're going to build a park/outdoor market. At the end of our last episode, we had a little bit of a twist. We found out that Anna and Theo, the couple that we've been following through this entire thing, are having children. Twins, actually. So we're gonna have to have a good place for our kids to play in the neighborhood. I feel like every world has to have a park anyway, so we were bound to have one, and I didn't want to wait until later when our lots get really expensive. I also, when I tell you guys that I literally built and then bulldozed this lot so many times off camera when I was trying to plan, because I was trying to build just like a park and that was just not working for 500k. So what I'm doing here is building some rooms for vendors. We're gonna combine this idea with a park. It's gonna be half park for like children to play and then half outdoor market where we're gonna sell a whole bunch of things. People can let their kids play while they like roam around here. And also we are going to be introducing a new sim into our neighborhood. This is Willow Vine. We're assuming that she's gonna have this place built right now by me, and she has everything. She is going to be the rival here in this series. You guys were saying you wanted something like that in the comments. So she's gonna live in like the upper class neighborhood, like the final neighborhood that we're gonna be doing in this series. And she is going to be that typical mean girl. She's got everything. She's got money. She's beautiful. We're gonna be building her a big house in this series. Picture like Judith Ward from Del Sol Valley. She's gonna be our like Judith Ward of this neighborhood. I think it's gonna be fun to bring different families into this. Obviously, we're still gonna be focusing on our main family. They're gonna be like the priority, but I think bringing in some new like rivals and new people into the neighborhood could be a fun little twist. So basically right now, I'm just trying to lay out like where I want this to be. I'm gonna have 3 vendors, 2 bathrooms, and then down the middle here, I know that some of the kids stuff is really expensive. Like some of the bigger jungle gyms. This is 12,000 simoleons, so I'm gonna put that there. And then I think the next best thing is this one. This one is sitting at 5,200. So I'm gonna have those like right there. And then I was thinking we could build maybe a fountain in the middle. I won't lie, last time we built a community lot, I had so much fun doing it. We built the greenhouse cafe for this series. And I really don't build community lots on my channel all that often, to be honest. But I find now that we have a backstory, it's been really fun to like kind of do it with a purpose. You know what I mean? I'm gonna move this entire lot back a little bit because we're gonna need all the space we can get. I think I'm actually gonna bring this down the middle and down the middle like this. And then I'm thinking we could do like a hedge garden down like this part here. Just make sure we've got that down in the center, kind of. I'm actually planning on using other hedges to take up more money for this, but I'm gonna just lay out sort of like my gardens, my seating areas, just very roughly like kind of mapping this out. Like I like to approach my builds like I'm drawing something, like a rough draft kind of thing, and then you fill it in eventually later. I'm gonna leave no flooring unturned, so any of the grass patches for the gardens, I'm gonna use this here from Eco Lifestyle. And I guess around the side, I'll just like fill it in with this for now, and maybe like terrain paint for these over here. Okay, let's start to clutter up the vendors. So I'm gonna start over here. We're gonna have this for our neighborhood in mind. Willow, our person who is building this, is really smart. She's probably done her like demographics and checked out the neighborhood and everything. So she's gonna know what to sell here and what's gonna work. So I'm gonna use these industrial counters right here to like section off the stores. I will be setting this to a retail lot as well, even though it's gonna be like a park as well. Kids can play, but I do want this to be functional. So we're gonna put the cash registers. This way you could actually download this and it could work out. Your Sims could actually sell the stuff we're gonna have here. This neighborhood, this portion here, like these 5 lots are going to be called Barrelwood. Up top, we had Stone Path. This is gonna be Barrelwood. And the final one, I was checking in the comments, I did want to go with something for like the vine aesthetic. We've been using so many vines. I saw someone said Vineyard Heights, and I was like, that is perfect. That is the perfect name for our most expensive neighborhood. So this one's Barrelwood. We're gonna go with Vineyard Heights later on. And like the barrel thing is kind of a meme at this point because in one of the episodes, I was putting all of these barrels here, which cost 1,000 simoleons each, and I had no idea. I was trying to save money while placing all of those. So this time we're doing it intentionally. This is Barrelwood. So I know I'm gonna have a flower shop over to this side. Flowers are gonna sell really well. We can put the really expensive ones in here. This is going to be where we're gonna sell all of the wine. We're gonna have barrels full of wine here. I know there's some expensive wine decor that we could put in here. Like these, I was putting these in my basement in the last build to eat up money. I need to put some doors in here so our Sims could actually get back here. It would be cool because you could also like lock these for employees, so like no one else could get in here, no trespassers. So bottles of wine there, flowers over here, and then for the third one, I was thinking we could do like a paint workshop sort of thing, but keeping that like cottagecore, planty sort of feel is going to be a theme through this whole thing. So we've got those on display. Maybe on the other side, we could do these ones, like over here. We'll do a wall of these. I'm trying to find paintings that have different swatches within the same sort of thing with the same frame and everything. And whatever we do, we need to make sure that it looks cute. So I'm gonna hang up some fairy lights back here. I want to use like the toddler lights as well. And we have already spent 100K. I haven't even done any landscaping or anything yet. Ooh, this is starting to look cute. Okay, let's go and get our toddler lights. I'm gonna try and hide these to the best of my ability. I like this one because I can kind of like connect it. We can hide them, like the extra wires if we have to. I also wanted to add these. I think these are gonna add a cute detail just like hanging above. So just sticking these under like that, I'm trying to make sure that it's like kind of in the wall so you can't see that pole there. And then anything behind, I'm gonna cover this up with plants on top. We can put some big trees. And then I wanted to leave a little bit of space back here so I could also put storage. So first I'm gonna use our vines. We're gonna cover this up, like the whole back area with these. And I'm gonna bring them up to the top so that that little space there with the pergola is going to be covered. And then back here, what I wanna do is add like storage for the shops. So like we could have extra wine coolers lined up. I love to use these and stack them up when I'm doing an expensive build. I'm gonna probably do a few, like 4 stacked on each other. And I could also bring these into the actual vendor. Like we could put them on the floor here. If you do download this off the gallery, which by the way, all of the lots that I've been making are on the gallery, you can make some serious cash here, I think. Mark this stuff up like 300% and you're gonna make a killing. Everything is going to be expensive here. I love this shelf here from Island Living. I'm gonna put those in the corner and we can stack things on top of there. Basically any extra area that I can put things, I'm gonna do it because I don't want to clutter things on top of each other too much. It's gonna be obviously a lot going on by the end of this, but any way that I could make this a little bit less messy, we're gonna go for. One idea I did have was to make my own like flower arrangements for this. So I'm gonna grab a vase, maybe we'll grab 2 like that. And then I'm gonna go and try and find a pretty expensive like singular flower. I think the single rose is kind of up there. Okay, like this, 190 simoleons, nothing too crazy, but if I go in here using Alt-9 on my keyboard to raise this up and repeating that same kind of idea in these flower pots, we can bring our money up pretty quick doing this. So like those flowers could work. I could also bring in like maybe this one is from Vintage Glamour. Ooh, what about that in there with those? Okay, I'm not gonna make you guys sit through me like flower arranging in The Sims, but you get the idea. I know in Debug you can also find these like singular flowers, like little orchids. So what I could also do is like fill it up with these flower arranging things. I could put these birds of paradise here, which I actually just bought 2 of my own birds of paradise. They're little babies. I'm trying to get them to grow and it's like not going so well. It's like a slow process, you know, but I'm pretty excited about having these in my game right now. But with these little orchids here, I'm gonna make a small arrangement. I'll just like rotate them, put them together like this. So I did say I wanted to do a fountain in here. I sort of want to do it like right in the middle. So I've got my fountain and then I'm gonna go in and build little triangles around just on the sides, but just triangles on each side of this fountain here. And then we're gonna have a cool shape. I'm definitely using marble on the bottom of that to fill up the pool. I'm gonna get some wallpaper for my pool edges as well. Something expensive like this here. I'm gonna change the watercolor, which is gonna charge us a little bit. We're gonna add our lighting and I definitely want to put like a water emitter in the middle of this thing. Like we could do one of these ones right in the middle and then smaller ones on the outside. Even just the ones like this. We'll put these in the corners. And for details on the inside, let's put a couple purple lily pads, but only a few. I think I'll just put like maybe just on the one side. We'll finish it off with some trim there, and I kind of want to add like a little extra. Maybe I can go in with some different flooring, like maybe like that. I'm gonna do Control F on my keyboard to open up the diagonal pieces, and I'm just gonna trace around the outside of this, basically just to add like another little bit of trim, but a little bit of a different detail. There, that looks cute. It's not too overwhelming, I don't think, with the fountains. It's gonna look really nice in live mode. I love that. So I think what I'm gonna do here is show you my progress as I'm going, because obviously I'm not gonna be on camera like placing each one of these like plants in a flower pot. But this is my progress. I'm down to 254, so we're almost halfway down through our 500k, and this is what we've got. I added some rugs inside of our vendors. These trunks here are actually worth 5,000. I've been adding some more details over here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so these Debug Frogs, these little guys are worth 10,000 simoleons each. They are like little things that you can find with the Sims 4 Jungle Adventure. These here, and my thought, because like obviously the frogs are kind of random here, but they do look like garden decor in my opinion. People put like little like frogs or little sculptures outside or whatever, so that could go hand in hand with our flower shop. So that took up a big chunk of our money right there. And then over here, I'm starting to work away on our like easel slash painting area. Even these canvases here are 3k, so I'm gonna be putting those behind there. We can size them down. Actually, this might give our family here a run for their money, because up until this point, we've kind of been selling our creations to make money. That's been like our little backstory. We are a freelance artist, we are a gardener, we sell our plants. This is actually going to cause some competition for our main family here, because that's their gig, you know? And then here comes this big bougie place. That could actually spark the rivalry here. Like that could be the reason why we are not a big fan of Miss Willow Vine. I like using these chests here. It's almost like they're storage, so I'm like shrinking them down, and just like that, we are under 200k. I think I'm gonna switch it up and start to do a little bit of my landscaping. You can see I deleted the hedges, like the fencing that I had, and I'm actually going in and making my own here. So these hedges are 135 each. What I've been doing is shrinking them down a little bit, and I've done this trick before, like when I'm trying to spend money, I'll take a plant like this from Island Living. These are 60 simoleons each, and I'll shrink these down and kind of like bring them in a little bit so the flowers are showing. You can also go in with like different ones, different colors, and shrink them and put them in there, and like then your bush is gonna have like different flowers and colors. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna be doing for the entire pathway. And then I was thinking about enclosing this here with rocks, because again, these are $90 each. Some of them are a little bit cheaper, but I'm just gonna rotate them, make it look less patterny. So I just did this side for my landscaping. What I'm gonna do is do the same thing on the other side with these like big delphiniums from Romantic Garden stuff. Even though underneath is like that flooring that we put, we're gonna be covering up the entire thing. So I'm gonna try and keep it pretty symmetrical. I'm just going to be putting these plants on the side, filling it up with these like pink colors and maybe a little bit of yellow in here. I like using these to cover up space here. These can go in here too. We'll like kind of cover this up around. Basically, I'm just making like patterns with my landscaping and trying to put as much in here as possible. I also feel like we need maybe a little bit of height, so we can bring in some cherry trees. I think these would look really nice. Maybe they need to be shrunk a little bit though. And we could put one on each side. That is freaking massive. We've got the height going along the back, 153 left. We can do this. I'm gonna landscape around the front here. I still have to do that strip down the middle too. Oh, actually, these trees here are worth 1,000 each. I could put these in the middle. Maybe I could put like 2 or 3 down the center here, and then we can landscape around those. You can see this is getting so full. After I finish my landscaping, I think we're really gonna just focus on the small details inside of the shops. So same thing as the other one. I'm just gonna fill this up with some pretty plants in here, kind of just like making it messy, going a little crazy with it. I've also added these ottomans here for some seating, so I think I'm actually gonna bring those all the way around. I didn't really want this to be like a food venue. We already have our greenhouse cafe, but places to sit, places to like watch the kids if they're playing, we can put here. Okay, I've done all the landscaping. I am kind of obsessed with this place. I added some lighting right here. This lot is very annoying because of this stupid street light that I can't get rid of, but I've added these lighting all the way around. The landscaping is insane. insane here. The color scheme, we've got the pink, the green, the purple. I have 63K left. I really just need to spend some money on honestly only a couple more things because these are already looking so crazy. I was tossing in some champagne buckets here. I might even honestly add some more frogs, and I still need to do this here. So I'm gonna just do our final display here. I'm gonna use the birds of paradise. I can bring in some more bottles of wine on here. Maybe I'll like stack them up or something. Our stupid garden frogs coming in hot. Honestly, I think I could probably put some more trunks in the back here. I've been making small storage spaces. This is what the landscaping is looking like in the back here. Ooh, we could also put some more canvases back here. Just kind of hiding in the vines there. That eats up 6,000 simoleons. I have 20K left. We need like 2 more froggies. Let's do one here and maybe one on the barrel. 56 simoleons left. Let's add maybe one more plant for sale. Why not? We can put it back in here. Let's get like, I don't know, this one for 55 right front and center. $1 left. This is what our market is looking like. So we've got our bathrooms over to this side. We have our flower shop here. We have our wine / champagne store over here. In behind them, I didn't really do too much. I have like these trunks and stuff. There's some things on the wall, but I didn't try and like hide anything over here or anything. We've got our display over on this side, our painting store, which is ending up looking so cool. We've got a place over here for the kids to play, a place for parents to watch. Ah, the landscaping here looks so cool. Let me see it at night. This is it at nighttime, all lit up with the fairy lights. It looks so pretty over here. Oh, I love this. Let me know if you guys do end up downloading this and playing with it. Oh, we need to see it in live mode with the fountains. Hold on. It's so magical. Okay, yeah. This is Willow Vine's new marketplace, our materialistic queen. Of course, she's over here admiring her new possessions. And this has been our 500K community park / marketplace. I will put this on the gallery under Sydneymacoretta if you guys want to download it. And if you're enjoying this series, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. That's all I got for you guys today. This has been our 500K community lot build, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.